Hello, and welcome back to CSD's live webcast. My name is Robert Cooper, and I'm going to be talking today about tax preparation. And we hope to increase your knowledge and awareness amongst people in the deaf and hard of hearing community. When you use the internet, you can also do this for your advantage for tax preparation. Of course, we know that tax preparation is an annual thing. The U.S. laws added the 16th Amendment, and since that's been passed, we've always had to file taxes by the deadline of April 15th. You don't have to do it at the very last minute, and I know sometimes the date changes. They do, for example, this year, allow you to post-file up until the 17th of April. Now, I'm not a tax preparation provider, but I do have information that I think will benefit the community that we will use to increase awareness. And you can certainly use broadband, high-speed internet access to file your taxes and to prepare this information. As I have mentioned before, and have done so on several occasions, you can email us your questions, you can contact us. It doesn't have to be live. You can do this after the program is finished, and we can connect you with the right resources so that you can learn more information. And here's a good email address to use, and that's also live, CSD Live at csd.org. Well, let's focus today on some of the facts regarding tax preparation and the use of high-speed internet access or electronic filing. A lot of companies, tax agencies use this. Every year, Americans, regardless of whether or not you're a business or an individual, if you send in your income taxes or report your income taxes, and to find out whether or not you're going to have to pay in if you owe, or if you've paid too much into the system, whether or not you'll get a refund. Now, a lot of Americans use what is called e-filing, and this has been in place since about 1990, and 100 million people do this. That's more than half of the tax filers in the United States use this. And e-filing, E stands for electronic filing, where it's paperless, and e-filing is online. You can go to a store, and sometimes there's a kiosk, and businesses can help you, or if you go into a CPA or a tax filing agency, they can help you send this in via e-filing. Or there's certain software that you can buy in the marketplace that will help you file through an e-filing system, and that's fine too. Now, the IRS has a free e-file program. You don't have to pay for it to use, but there are still some free tax services for those who are indigent or maybe low income or people who are disabled or senior citizens. Those kinds of things. A lot of interpreting agencies or deaf agencies have assistance with this, so they can provide things to you in sign language as well. Now, before we really get started, let me tell you about IRS and the fact that they do have ASL videos on a number of these topics and issues. This can be found at the IRS Video ASL on YouTube. And you can just link there. And if you go to our CSD website, we have links there too at www.c-s-d.org. There's IRS tips in ASL, in American Sign Language, if you'd like to access it that way too. Now, the IRS does have a free filing program, and let me tell you a little bit more about that. It's something that's provided by the IRS. And again, there's no cost to you if you're wanting to use e-filing. It's fast, it's free, and it's simple to use. There's a couple of options that you can take a look at. One is free filing programs, and there's different programs and taxpayers. If you earn less than 58,000 AGI, that means adjusted gross income, AGI, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. There's also another option, free file or fillable forms, and that's available to anyone who earns above that amount. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. You can access those forms. Either one of those two things can be found at these two websites, either right at the IRS website or this other website. If you're not quite sure, don't forget, look at the CSD's website. We'll try to have a lot of IRS tax tips and ASL. Just click on some of those videos, and you'll have more information there too. Now, state filing. Now, there are the forms and programs that I've talked about e-filing before this point is not for state filing. It's for federal filing, federal IRS programs. Now, some states do have some filing links, or there may be a fee for some of those links. But to let you know, a lot of states do have their own free filing programs as well, such as these states here. There are 21 of them that have their own individualized state filing programs in addition to the federal filing program. So let's talk about some of the steps. Now that you know that there's some free programs out there for this, what do we do? How do we get started? Well, first, you need to gather all the information that applies to your AGI so that it can help you prepare your tax form. Now, there's FAQs, frequently asked questions, that you can look at to help you with your AGI, to help you know what kinds of information they're looking at. And again, a lot of this is available at that IRS website I recently talked about, or you can always go to the ASL videos, which explain everything in sign language, if you'd like to do that. Now, to get started, we already have the first step. We have all of our information. Let's start filling out the forms. Now, the important thing is to look at last year's tax filing, or your PIN number, or an AGI number, and you have to be able to take a look at those, and that's used for your e-signature, because there's actually no formal signature if you're doing this online, but that's what they're going to use to identify you. And you have to have your Social Security number for yourself and or your spouse, the Social Security numbers for all the people that you claim, if there's children in your household, and so forth. So now that you have all that information ready, and there's other things you might need to have, like your W-2 form, your 1099, that talks about your employment and your wages, your INT, your 1099 from the bank, if there's interest or stock dividends that you've earned interest on, the I-99G, which is for unemployment or for tax refunds and things like that. You have to list that. The 1099R for Social Security, that talks about your retirement, your IRA, your pensions, or maybe your SSI or SSDI benefits that you might be getting. Or if there's business income, if you're getting that as an individual, maybe there's rental property or something that you're getting from royalties or oil investments or a trust or an S corporation or an LLC, a limited liability company or corporation. All of those extra kinds of income have to be listed, okay? So once you add that all up, you know what your AGI is, and then you have two options. So once you know your AGI, you're going to determine whether or not you're less than $58,000 a year or more than $58,000 a year. Now, on the one side, you have free filing, but on the other side, there's free file fillable forms, which is a little different. Now, free filing, or for those who earn less than $58,000, there are probably 20 different ones to choose from. And like I said, some of them have state links, and some of them are for a fee for that. But anyway, when you do it through electronic filing and you send it, it's all paperless. Like I said, are some state links that offer free preparation and some that don't. But if you can know how to do it yourself, go ahead and do so. But if not, you can always get assistance with some of those as well. Now, one of the final steps you can look at, once you've gotten to this point, you've already filled out the forms, you're ready to send it off. And again, this is free, it's no cost. For either you're using free file or you're using free file fillable forms, which is also free. And if you're expecting a refund, you can use direct deposit. Some of you may want an actual check, but I would recommend, for ease and convenience and safety and security, to just have this directly deposited into one of your accounts. Now, if you owe money into the system, you can set up payments for a credit card or other options as well. And this is all available once you do the free file or free fillable file forms. So now we've gotten to this point, and we know the 2010, for 2010, what your taxes are going to be. Let's make sure you know about some of these services. Taxpayer advocacy services. These are some things within the IRS. These are some people that are very skilled and adept at answering questions, helping you solve problems. They can give you some advice on how to avoid problems. So that's what this does. If you're interested in this, if you're on limited income and you can't afford to pay for services, they're there to help. And if you are stuck with an audit and don't know what to do, they're there to help for that too. They can give you advice. If you get called into a hearing in tax court and you're not sure if you can afford representation, they can refer you to attorneys and lawyers, and they have programs for those who are indigent or poor, for senior citizens, and to help people basically fill out their forms. Now, how do you contact an advocate? Well, go to that IRS website and look for the advocate section. Or again, you can contact our Project Endeavor contact center, and we have information that we can pull up there on that site. Or we can send you an email if you'd like to contact us via email, and we'll send you links that way. So that concludes my presentation. If you have any information, feel free to send an email to this address. And don't forget to look at our ASL videos regarding the IRS, which is available on our website, www.c-s-d.org. Thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to having you join us again. Farewell.